All right, geez, I'm the last one. I told my wife I want to be first or last. Got last. All right, I got to do good. All right, so I was real confused too when I got this email. Right, I was like, oh wow, President Ryan wants me to talk. I was like, I must be something, right? But who am I? Like, how did I get here? How did I end up here? It's a question sometimes students ask me: is you're so successful? I'm like, oh, yeah, all right. Oh, how'd you get here? How'd you get to this point? Well, I can remember 2 years ago, a former student of mine, he was one of the football players, actually. He met me randomly around grounds right before graduation, and he was like, hey, I just want to say something to you, Professor Stepanic. And I was like, oh, yeah, what's that? He's like, you inspired me. And I was like, oh. I'm like, why is that? He's like, you just got up there, making me laugh, and the way you taught it, that inspired me to be an educator. And so that's what I'm going to do. I just got a fellowship for a master's, he told me. I was like, oh, wow, And it's one of those great moments you get as an educator every once in a while, which is this investment that comes later, right? Where you're like, oh, wow, that one student, at least, I know, was touched by me. So how did I get here, And I've been through difficulties, too. How did I end up here? Who am I? So I think back to a really important moment in my life, and some of you maybe actually have heard this story, but that's okay. And I can say it goes back to Cub Scouts, actually. I was involved in scouting just a little bit, and there's some pictures that you are passing around here, and one of those is very important. It has me sitting down on this wooden bench in this outdoor amphitheater, and I'll explain that. So I was in Cub Scouts. I did some Boy Scouts too, but when I was in Cub Scouts it was about 6 years old in these photos here. In the area where I grew up, there was this campground called Camp Conestoga, and all the local troops in the region would get together, and we had this special thing once a year called the Father and Son Camp Out, where you go there with your dad, or somebody else, because some people didn't have fathers. And you'd go there, camp out with your dad or whoever for like 2 or 3 days. I forget how long it was. But the big point of it was, on Saturday night, the final night, each of the troops would give some sort of skit. We'd have this big bonfire at that amphitheater you're going to see in that photograph there. Big bonfire and big amphitheater, roughly 200 people be sitting there from all these different troops and stuff. And so the one year we were there in those photographs, one of the kids in the troop that I was from, his dad was a director. I don't remember what he was a director of, but films or something. I don't know what he did. I don't remember his name or anything. So we're trying to figure out, look, you could do any kind of skit you wanted to. It could be horror, it could be comedy, whatever you wanted to. So we decided we're going to do a comedy skit, and so we go to this guy because he's a director. he must know what he's doing. He's probably got some good ideas. So his son's like, oh, yeah, my dad's a director. And we're like, oh, okay, well, what kind of ideas you got, buddy? Come on, bring it. So what he said, oh, I got it. We're going to do the J.C. Penney skit. Now, a few of you might know what this is. If you were involved in scouting, you maybe have heard of it. It's a pretty famous campground skit. The thing about the J.C. Penney skit is everybody knows what it is. So as soon as he says that, we're like, oh, what the hell are you talking about? You said your dad's a director, and he wants to do the J.C. Penney skit. Now, let me give you some context, and I'll show you what the J.C. Penney skit is actually like so you get a feel for it. So there are variations on it, but basically you have someone sitting in a chair, okay? And then you're going to have people pass them. So the person's sitting in the chair here, all right? Then you have maybe 1, 2 people, whatever, that pass, and they're walking by. And the person in the chair is like, oh, hey, where'd you get that shirt? And that person's like, oh, J.C. Penney. And they walk off, okay. And you all know what J.C. Penney is, right? The store. Okay, so next person walks by. And they're like, hey, where'd you get those pants? That person's like, J.C. Penney. Then they walk off. Then, eventually you get to the final person or so. Next person walks by. Person's like, hey, where'd you get those shoes? And that person's like, oh, J.C. Penney. They walk away. Okay, and then finally, after all this, you get to the big punchline, okay? It's going to be real funny, okay? It's going to be real funny. So final person walks out, and they're usually dressed in a towel, and they appear to be naked, no shoes and everything, and they come out like this. And then the person in the chair's like, who are you? And that person goes like this, J.C. Penney. Right? Yeah, see, it's sympathy laughter. It's one of those dumb jokes, where you're like, God, I want to laugh now because I feel bad for the guy that he said that. Damn it, that was a really awful joke. So, at any rate, it's a very well-known skit, and everybody knows what this is, and it's stupid, okay? Everybody knows. And so we got this guy, and he's a director, and his son's like, oh, yeah, my dad's a director, and he's like, we're going to do the J.C. Penney skit. And we're like, what? Oh, my God, what do you direct? This guy, he's like, no. He's like, hold up. He's like, now, first off, I need someone to be our JCPenney, someone who likes to act. And my dad's like, come on, Stanley, come on, you like that. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, all right, Stanley, you like to act? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, you're our JCPenney. Here's how it's going to go. He said, we're going to do the whole skit just like it's written. Now, Stanley, this is very important. I'm like, okay. He's like, when you come out, I want you to come out real slow, nice and dramatic. I want you to pause for like a second or two right there in the front. And when you stare like this, okay? I'm like, yeah. He's like, when you look out there and the person on the bench says, who are you? I want you to say, James Way. Now, James Way, to give you context, was this retail chain, northeastern part of the United States. My wife grew up with it. It was a big thing back where we grew up. Get up on Sunday morning, go there for the James Way breakfast. Okay, so at any rate, it was kind of like Walmart or Kmart. It was this retail chain. So he says, I'm supposed to say James Way, but that's not the damn punchline, man. And so we're like, what are you talking about? He's like, no. He's like, think about it. And we were like, oh, he's going to say James Way, not JCPenney. So it sounds, okay, so time for us to do the skit. Everyone's sitting there. As soon as that first person walks by and says, where'd you get that shirt? Everybody in the audience is like, it's like a collective sigh. They're just like, oh, God, it's the JCPenney skit. And they didn't have these back then. They couldn't be like, I'm on TikTok right now. I'm getting out of this JCPenney skit. It's boring. See what's going on my phone. They had to bear it. They're going to have to sit through this now. So as soon as they knew what that skit was, everybody in the audience, probably double what we got right here, absolutely bored to tears. They're just like, going through the skit. Where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get those pants? Where'd you get those shoes? And everyone's just, And then finally, here I come. It's a big moment, okay? Big moment. I got the towel on there. I'm coming out. Nice and slow, just like he told me to do. Stand in the middle there. And the guy's like, who are you? You could see this one kid right up in the middle aisle. He turns to his dad. He's like, JCPenney. Like, people are sitting back. So I did what he said. I went, James Way. Now, here's the reaction. That kid, for example, I say James Way. He's like, his dad's like, I heard someone up there was like, did he say James Way? Everyone was stunned. It was like 3 to 5 seconds of pure silence and uncertainty. Everyone's sitting there. And then they got it. And they all stood up. It was a standing ovation. They were like, yes! James Way! Oh my God! James Way! They're all coming up around me. This guy comes up, he's like, I want a picture with James Way. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, okay. And then that director guy, he's sitting over there. He's looking at me. He's like, and I'm like, oh, my God. And they took a photograph of me, and that photograph's probably out there somewhere. They probably look at it occasionally like, oh, remember that guy? That was James Way. Man, you remember that? And you might wonder, well, why is that a moment so important? Because that guy was able to get that reaction from me saying that out of that crowd. He just changed one word in one of the stupidest skits ever done at a campground you've never heard of. Whatever he directed, it didn't matter. He was there doing his thing wherever he was. And that picture you see there, me sitting on that bench, I remember sitting there because that was the next day. My dad's like, you want to take any pictures before we leave? And I'm like, yeah, I want to get a picture at that amphitheater. He's like, okay, James Way. So that's where I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there and I'm looking right at that spot where I stood when I said that. And I'm thinking to myself in that picture, I can remember that picture. I'm thinking to myself there, wow, like, I want to do something like that, you know? Like, how can you get up there and connect with people and teach them something, like, in a moment with a word? Like, I want to be like that guy. Like, how can I do that? And here I am. Here I'm doing that skit again, too. The same skit. I don't know if it got the same reaction, but it's the same skit. So it's a number of things in your life, things that go back to your parents, your connection with them, and things you remember from your mother, things you grew up with that were difficulties. I just had a lot of experiences, and eventually all that stuff came together in a way that it's something that I love doing and I'm also good at. So One thing I can always give as advice to people, and students always ask me, well, how'd you get to where you are? How do you do that? You're Dracula professor, and you're teaching about vampires. Like, how do you get up there doing such a thing? And I say, have a bunch of experiences. I mean, go out there and do a lot of stuff. Listen to music you might not like. Talk to people you don't talk to normally. Just get out there and connect. And then eventually all that stuff just kind of comes together. Sometimes it's in a way you don't expect, where you want to be in band, but you do this army thing by accident. You know? It all just comes together, and that's how I got here. A little bit of luck and experiences. So thanks a lot. Thanks to President Ryan for having me. Thanks to all the speakers. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. I don't know where the picture is, but feel free to look at those as they're going around.